Hello everybody and welcome to week 3 of our course. I am pre-recording this one as I mentioned last week because right about now I should be in Ghent, Belgium, if I'm not mistaken. If everything went according to plan, that's where I'd be at right now. And enjoying some Belgian cuisine and beverages and taking in the sights and doing all those things, but don't want to leave you hanging. So here I am, pre-recording the week 3 Zoom meeting for you, and I'm joined by my buddy Jasper back there in the chair, and we're going to go ahead and take you through the week 3 assignments. So let me go ahead and share my screen so we can get going. Hopefully everybody is doing all right and had an easier time with week 2. Here we go. All right. All right, here we go, week 3. So obviously when I record this, we're still in the middle of week 2, so I don't have any reflections from there, but since I kind of feel a little bit behind, I wanted to go back to week 1 and reflect on some of the things I've seen there. And probably the biggest takeaway is that we had a few people who forgot to watch the week 1 Zoom meeting, and as a result had to redo some of the assignments. So I think there were some lessons learned there, and like I said, I'm going to be tweaking quite a few of these assignments. I've taught this class many times. There's just some things that I see that I don't want to have busy work for you. I want anything that you do here to be meaningful and can help you grow as a professional. So always watch the Zoom meetings. I would still like you posting after viewing so I know who's seen the videos, but really what's going to tell me is the work that you submit, because if you don't watch the videos and you just follow the instructions as they're listed in the course room, you're going to be really frustrated, first of all, but then second of all, I'm going to see that it doesn't match up and you're going to be stuck redoing it for me. So a lot of wasted effort there. So let's jump into our discussion post for this week. And so we're going to take some time and want you to really think about prescriptive and descriptive models of curriculum development. Now, as you study these, which I would suggest for people based off of previous experiences, to go ahead and do some Google searches on prescriptive models and descriptive models. It's in the text as well, but I think you could do a little bit more research there too to really kind of get a grasp of what they are. And I want you to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of each one. Now, as you read through them, chances are, especially depending on where you're at in your educational career, you may feel more strongly about one than the other. But I'm not really too worried about that. I'm not looking for you to be able to state an opinion. I want you to be able to just spend some time in the discussion post talking about the pros and cons of each one, okay? So when you write this, as always, remember to cite your references, do your in-text citations, make sure you have your reference list that matches up with the APA 6th edition, and remember your 2 peer responses. And same thing as always, initial post due on Thursday, 2 peer responses due on Sunday. So your assignment for this week involves something called a meta-consent decree. Now, different states have meta-consent decrees. If you looked through the course room, it told you to do some research on them, and so you're kind of like, well, where do I find these? Well, don't worry, I've got a link for you that you can use, and I'll be showing this to you here in just a slide in just a second. But what you're going to do is you're going to read through this document. I'm going to be completely honest with you, it's not the most exciting document to read. So if you look at the assignment for this one, it's very big, in my opinion. We're talking 6 to 8 page papers or multi-slide PowerPoints, and I just don't think that's absolutely necessary for this assignment, so I'm going to change it on you, okay? And so what I want you to do is I want you to read through the meta-consent decree and get a good feel for it, because it does address a very at-risk population of students, a subgroup that's in need of strong quality interventions for them. We're talking about students that are English language learners or EL students, depending on where you're from. And so you're going to read through this meta-consent decree, and you're going to provide me with a summary of the meta-consent decree, talking about some of the standards and the procedures that are in there to be able to provide better instruction for EL students. All right, so I want these to be your words. I don't want you to be regurgitating the meta consent decree. Trust me, I've read it enough times, I've graded enough papers on this that I can tell between them. So I want these to be your words. I don't want them to be your opinions. I want you to base it off of the meta consent decree. But you can write a summary. So the first thing I would ask if I was in your shoes is, well, how long does this summary need to be? Honestly, you can knock this out in a page, page and a half, okay? You don't need a 6 to 8 page paper for this. So that's what you're gonna do for the first part of the meta consent decree. And the next thing I want you to do is do a little research out there and provide some tools and some supports outside of the meta consent decree that could be useful to support EL academic needs, okay? And I know it says in the chart provided in the instructions, and actually I'm going to, I want to fix that because there is no chart anymore. So we're going to take that piece out there just so we don't cause any confusion. But you can create your own chart if you'd like to, or you can provide that list in a narrative format. I want you to be able to have a list there of some tools that'll be beneficial. So there's two parts to this, the summary, which page, page and a half, and the list of assessment tools, and make sure that you're citing your sources for these, okay? So remember, you will have a reference list. So when you're finished with this, really this paper shouldn't be more than maybe 2.5 pages long, plus a page for your reference list. So, you know, when it's all said and done, if you do title page, summary, list of assessment tools, reference list, you're probably talking a 4 to 5 page paper. You know what I mean? So it shouldn't be too overwhelming. I don't want you to do a PowerPoint presentation on this, okay? I want a narrative paper submitted on it. I've really cut down what you need to include there because I'd rather you just get the information. So where do I go to get this information? You're probably wondering. Well, this is the Florida one. This is for the Florida, through the Florida Department of Education. So I'm going to click on it real quick just to kind of show you what it looks like. And I'm going to do you one better. Before I finish up for the night, I'm going to go ahead and email you this link because obviously you can't access it from the video, but that way you'll have it handy. But this is what it looks like. This is the consent decree, and so there's a few different pieces to it. And so just take the time to read through it, check out the hyperlinks, make sure you get really familiar with this so that way you can write your summary in a meaningful way, okay? So let's get back to business here. We're back. All right. So that is your assignment for this week. So as always, if you have questions, let me know. Hopefully you feel a little bit better about the meta consent decree assignment versus what you may see in the course room. So like I said, just looking to try to streamline some of these assignments for you, and I think that this one's a really good example of that. So that's it for this week. That's week 3 for you. So I know it seems kind of simple, but there's a lot to it. So I'm not going to try to overwhelm you much more. I'm just going to let you go with this video and be on the lookout. I'm actually going to sign off here and sign back on in just a minute and do the week 4 video too, but you won't see that till next week. So chances are you'll still see Jasper and you'll still see me in my blue shirt. And but I will be in the course room still every day, taking my laptop. There's Wi-Fi to be found everywhere, so I will take the time to make sure I'm answering your emails and grading your papers on time, so don't worry about any of that stuff. So take care of yourself this week, and look for my video for next week. Please make sure you respond after you watch this, and good luck to everybody. We'll talk to you soon.